Hey, welcome back to the channel. How are you? Okay, so today I am going to do some predictions for the upcoming fight on Saturday between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. Not just the main event, the undercard as well. I want to see how good my predictions are. So I'm putting my reputation on the line here, okay? And then I'm going to do a follow-up video next week to go over my prediction to see whether they were right or wrong. So it's going to go two ways, isn't it? Right. So either I'm going to bask in my glory that I got every prediction right, and you'll all be asking me for my next predictions to put bets on, and I want a 20% cut. Okay, or it's going to go completely tits up, and I get every prediction absolutely wrong, and I look like an idiot, and everybody in the comment section is going to go, "Ha ha! What a fool!" Okay, fair enough. But I'm not scared to put my reputation on the line. Unlike these TV pundits who will never give a definitive answer. You ask them the question, who do they think is going to win, and they won't tell you definitively, okay? Because they're too scared of getting it wrong. So, David, who do you think is going to be the clear winner of this fight?
I think that's a very good question, Marty. In my professional opinion, I can definitely say that without a shadow of a doubt that one of these guys is either going to win or draw. Either by knockout or TKO or by decision.
Well, thank you for that clear and concise answer. Martin, back to you in the studio. So the first undercard fight is Viddal versus Rashad Coulter. I think that's how you pronounce it. So let's delve into, let's have a look at them fighting, get some stats and some information about them so I can make an informed decision. So Viddal is quite well known for training KSI, but he's got a decent boxing pedigree. He's got some form. I mean, he was you can see him here, look, he's looking pretty good, pretty sharp. He's won 4 professional fights with no losses. Decent amateur career as well. Won 41 fights with 8 losses in his amateur career. I think he's been boxing since he was 6 years old. So you see, he's looking sharp. He won this fight clearly. He's totally outclassed the other guy. So let's have a look at Rashad. So here's Rashad in his one and only boxing match back in 2015. Up until this one, of course. And he did win this one with a KO. He hasn't got the great, you know, hasn't got a bad career in MMA. He's a bit checkered, a few losses. I think he's had 9 wins and 5 losses. And his last MMA fight was a loss. But he's a decent fighter at MMA. But here's the thing, I do think again, you're putting an MMA fighter up against a boxer. So my prediction for this, definitely a win for Viddal. And I think it's going to be, he seems a tough cookie, this Rashad. But I've got to give a definitive decision here, haven't I? I think it's either going to be a TKO for Viddal or a points win for Viddal. And that's my prediction for this fight. Okay, an interesting one. Next one, Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. I mean, you know, this is an odd one. Obviously, neither of them are boxers, really. Nate Robinson's a pro basketball player. Obviously extremely fit and a great athlete, even though he's older. And you got Jake Paul then. Well, you know, he's one of the Paul brothers. Nah, okay. Let's have a little look at Jake Paul. So he's fighting, I think, a guy called Gibb. Okay. And in all fairness, Gibb looks pretty rubbish. And a really bad boxer can make a bad boxer look pretty good, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's not really a lot to see. It didn't last long, this fight. Yeah, Gibb can't even set up a jab. He's terrible. No. Jake Paul's got a little bit of footwork there. He almost went over on a jab. He's got a glass chin as well. I think Nate Robinson is going to put up a much harder fight for him. I couldn't find any footage of Nate Robinson sparring, just on the pads and the bags. So I got him doing the pad work here. And he's not quite as sharp as Jake Paul, but I'm actually quite impressed with his movement. Yeah. And his punch has got a bit of power in them. He's keeping them nice and tight. And he looks in great shape for his age. Incredible. See that snap? Look at that left hook there. Woof. Would like to get caught with that. Okay, so my prediction for this fight, I think, looking at them both, it's very hard because I haven't seen Nate Robinson in a sparring or in a fighting match. But again, I'm putting my reputation on the line, so I've got to say, I've got to give a definitive thing. Right, I'm going to say, Nate Robinson with a TKO stoppage. How's that? Okay. Okay, and the next one is Badou Jack versus Blake McKernan. Blake is not an unknown entity to me. I've just been watching a few clips of his fights. He's okay. I mean, I think he's 13-0, 6 KOs. Not a bad fighter. Okay, you know. Obviously, Badou Jack's coming in the clear favourite, obviously. He's got a lot of pedigree. But he's coming in off the back of a couple of losses. And I don't think he's a natural cruiserweight either. Where this sort of Blake, he's a natural cruiserweight. He looks relatively, you know, sizably bigger. This is a difficult one to call because I think Badou Jack's past his best. I say he's getting on a bit. He's 37. He's not that old, but I don't think he's a natural cruiserweight. I think he's past his best, so he could struggle in this one. He could struggle. I mean, he's odds-on favourite, but I'm going to go against the odds. I'm going to say Blake McKernan by KO or TKO. By stoppage, okay? That's what I'm going to say. Put that on your pipe and smoke it. You didn't think I was going to say that one, did you? And then we've got the main event. Now, this one's a tough one to call. You can't write Roy Jones off. Oh, God, you know, I could just imagine it. I think that Tyson's going to come out hungry. He's going to be coming back and forth like he used to, rocking back and forth, throwing speedy combinations, uppercuts, body and uppercuts, where he's doubling up on those punches, loading up. Okay, Roy's going to be coming back on the jab. Okay, moving around, sticking in the outside. Okay, it's a hard one to call. If Roy can get through the first few rounds, I think he could get it on a decision. But it's also, you know, Mike Tyson could go for that knockout in the early in the fight. I think Roy will be put on his backside at least once in the fight, but I do believe he'll get back up and he'll win that fight. I know, again, Tyson's the odds-on favourite to win, but I really think that Roy Jones could pull it off, okay, with a decision win. I hope they don't give it a draw, because that's what they'll probably do as it's an exhibition. They'll probably give it a draw. But I think, if I look back on the fight, it'll be Roy Jones to win with a decision. Maybe a split decision, okay? And there are my predictions for the boxing matches on Saturday night. So, stay tuned next week for my follow-up video to see how many of my predictions came true, if any. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like my channel, like my content, please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to give this video a big juicy like. Thanks for watching. See you soon.